Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Woohoo. I am excited, super excited to be here with you on this Sunday morning. We're about to start. Meanwhile, go to lifepixuniversity.com/live/2. That's LifePix, PIX.com/live/2. I put the links in the comments so you could just copy and paste it while you are doing that, or once you've gotten that, put in the comments where you are from so I can say hello to you. We have Ryan and Sam. Good morning from LA. I am excited to be here with you. We are about to start. Make sure you have your today's handout so you can follow along. Best would be if you can print it out so that way you could actually write it down. But if you want to just put it on your computer, that is totally fine too. So grab it. Okay, I think we're going to start. Last chance, run, get your handout at lifepixuniversity.com/live/2. And today we are discussing how you can learn anything and how to develop a growth mindset so that way you can actually learn anything. We're going to be discussing 3 really important points. Number 1, why you can learn anything. Number 2, how to switch your mindset so that way you can learn anything. And number 3, the next step you need to take so that way you'll actually learn the thing that you want to learn. Ready, steady, here we go. This is based on Carol Dweck of Mindsets Research. So this is all researched and backed up in many, many different ways. And we're going to show you that no matter what skill you've had, you can learn anything. So if you take out your handout from today, you will see at the very top of the paper, there's a question that says, how do we learn new skills? Now, what do you think? Put in the comments, how do you think we learn new skills? Now, if you think about anything new that you learned, you'll understand that the only way you were able to learn that thing was by building on previous skills that you already have, right? In order to learn how to run, you need to learn how to walk. In order to learn how to do algebra, you need to learn how to add and subtract. In order to learn how to decorate a wedding cake, you need to learn how to decorate a simple birthday cake. Come on, let's think of some more examples. I want you to put them in the comments and tell me what you have to learn. In order to learn X, you have to learn Y. Give me some examples in the comments. And in order to learn copywriting, you need to learn how to write. In order to learn how to take pictures with a DSLR camera, you need to learn how to take pictures with a simple camera or a phone. Or another one, in order to learn ski jumping, you need to learn how to ski. So let's go. Let's put in the comments a few more examples of what else you have to do. In order to learn X, you have to learn Y. Do you have anything that you've learned? Let's think of something. What is something that you've learned? Let's think about that. Put it in the comments. What is something that you've learned? And what skills did you have to learn how to do before? For example, right now we're going live and giving this workshop. In order to do that, there was a whole bunch of skills I had to learn in order to be able to this. Obviously, I had to learn how to talk. I had to be able to learn how to communicate. I had to be able to learn how to prepare a masterclass. I had to learn how to be able to prepare a handout and not only just like make the handout on my computer, how to put it in a way accessible to everybody else. So, like by creating a link so people could go and grab that handout, which by the way, is lifepixuniversity.com/live/2 if you still don't have it. Okay, so now I have a question for you. Okay, what is a skill that you want to learn? What's a skill that you want to learn, but for some reason you feel like, I'm not really sure I'll be able to do this? Let's think about that. What's a skill you want to learn? And put it on the line. Is it gardening? Is it ski jumping, or is it horseback riding? Is it learning how to give speeches? What is something that you have to learn? Now I want you to think about, what skills do you need to learn first? So, what you're going to do is underneath at the bottom of this first page, you will see there is four boxes. Right over here, there are four boxes, and you are going to fill this out from the bottom up. What's the first skill you have to learn? The second skill, third skill, fourth skill. Now, depending what you chose, there might be a lot more than four skills, but I don't want you to get overwhelmed right now. I want you right now to start simple, start basic. What is the first skill you're going to have to learn in order to be able to learn the ultimate skill that you learn? So we have Samir Dragon who says he wants to not be able to learn how he wants to be able to learn not to hustle all the time. So tell me, what skill do you think you're going to have to learn in order not to have to hustle all the time? Let's think about it. Put it in the comments. What do you think? What skill you're going to have to learn in order not to hustle all the time? Now, you could take different approaches on this depending how you learn best. But maybe the skill first is going to be to plan your day. You simply have to learn how to plan your day so you're not hustling all the time. Ooh. Or maybe you're going to have to learn how to prioritize, or maybe that's going to be your second skill. Skill number one is learning how to plan your day. Skill number two is learning how to prioritize. Maybe skill number three is going to learn how to actually follow your plan, because you've realized that you're making your plans and you're prioritizing, but you're not always following them through. And maybe skill number four will be to learn how to not only just plan your day, but how to plan your day in the most effective way by doing high energy tasks, then low energy tasks, high energy tasks, low energy tasks, to be able to balance your life out. What skills are you going to have to learn? Now, remember, you want to put them from based on what you already know, just a little bit more. Build on the skill that you're learning. That's why these bricks are on top of each other, because you are learning on top, one on top of another, right? So we have Kawi, I'm trying to pronounce that, who says he wants to learn how passive income. So what skill is he going to have to learn in order to generate passive income? Well, first things first, you have to learn how to generate income at all, right? So what skill are you going to have to learn to generate passive income? Well, what skills, in what way do you want to generate passive income? Do you want to do it through selling a PDF on Etsy or a journal on Amazon? Do you want to do it through real estate? Do you want to do it through doing courses? How do you want to earn that passive income? Then you're going to have to decide that for number one. That's going to be your skill, actually deciding what you want your passive income to be. And then you're going to have to start learning it, right? So let's say, for sake of conversation, to make it super simple, you say you want to earn passive income through selling online courses. Okay, so you decide you want to sell online courses. So the first skill you're going to have to learn is how to make a course, right? And then afterwards, it's going to be how to sell it. On top of that is going to be how to market it. And then skill number four might be how to market it without you actually having to be there, just passively. And it's just happening in your sleep. But that only began because you started by learning how to create an online course. So you fill out what you want to do and fill out those four steps. Now, if we're going to go to the next page, page number 2 on our handout, you will see there's a question that asks you, what is your mindset currently telling you about this new skill? What is going on in your brain? What voices are you hearing? And you're like, oh, I don't really think I will be able to do this. Or maybe, yes, I think I can do this. This is going to be hard. This is going to be challenging, but I'll figure it out. So you write down on your line what you are going to, what your mind is telling you. I'm going to be quiet for a minute so your brain could think, and you can write down a few different sentences. If you'd like, you can share it in the comments. Tell us what your brain is telling you about this skill that you currently want to learn. Okay, we are going to move on. If you need, you can mute me for a minute so that way you could continue working and you'll get back to this. Okay, so what you're going to do now is you're going to mark right next to each sentence, right next to each number, you're going to mark down either growth or fixed mindset. For those of you that are new here, I'm just going to quickly remind you that a growth mindset believes that with work and with perseverance, you can learn anything. They understand that you can work hard, you can put in the effort, and you will be able to learn the thing that you want to learn. A fixed mindset believes that intelligence, talents, or skills you were born with is that's the way it's going to stay you are. So if you're good at singing, you're going to be good at singing and that's it. But if you're not good at dancing, you'll just never be good at dancing or you'll only become like a tiny bit better at dancing, not really good at dancing. But a growth mindset is opposite. They want to learn, they're constantly growing, they understand that they're going to fail and they're still going to learn, but they're not giving up. So next to each sentence, I want you to mark growth or fixed mindset. What is your mindset telling you about that specific is that specific sentence a growth or a fixed mindset? Okay. Now you're going to go to the bottom half of the page where it says flip your fixed mindset sentences to a growth mindset sentence. Now, if it's a growth mindset sentence already, perfect. You could just leave it like that. If you want to rewrite it down so you have all your growth mindset sentences together, fantastic. If you don't want to, you could also leave it. That is totally fine. And you're going to now flip your sentences to a growth mindset sentence. So, for example, let's go back to our passive income sentence. If, let's say, your mind is currently telling you, I can't make a course. I just don't know how to do that. I'll never be able to do that. So maybe you're going to flip it by saying, I will learn how to make a course. I don't know yet how to make a course, but I can learn. I can watch YouTubes. I can buy a course from someone else how to make a course. Or maybe your mindset is telling you, I'll never be able to make enough passive income to just quit my day job. I'm always going to have a 9 to 5. You can switch that to right now, I still have to have a 9 to 5. But meanwhile, when I come home from work, I will spend 2 hours every single day building my passive income revenue stream. So, really soon, maybe it will take a couple of years, but soon I will be generating enough passive income to quit my 9 to 5. So you come up with a way to switch that fixed mindset to a growth mindset. Actually, next week, we will be discussing some of my favorite ways to switch sentences to a fixed to a growth mindset. So stay on tuned. We're going to go really, really deep on that. But for now, let's come up with some creative ways. If you have anything, you could drop it in the comments and share it with us what you've done. I'll give you a minute to do that. If you have any questions about this, meanwhile, you could put it in the comments and I can do my best to answer them for you. I love this. Literally making that switch in our brains because literally the way we talk affects all our actions. So as soon as we change our language, it already is making a drastic effect, like without even realizing on a subconscious level, many, many areas of is just like your brain is going to just start thinking of new ways to actually go and make it happen without you even doing anything. So obviously you have to go and take action and it's not just going to happen by itself, but having that language, then you are going to really, really, really make a massive difference. Okay. Are we ready to move on? Did you flip your sentences? Let us go on. Okay. Now, what we're going to do now is a little bit different. You can put down your pencil for the next, or pen, or whatever you're writing with. Maybe it's a marker. Put it down for the next minute or so. And I want you to just close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and imagine yourself in 3 years' time. Okay, now we are in 2022. In 3 years' time, it's going to be 2025. Imagine yourself in 2025 with this skill acquired. You have the skill and you have done it fantastically. Maybe it is learning not to hustle so much. Maybe it is having that passive income so you can quit the 9 to 5. Maybe it's learning how to decorate those fancy wedding cakes or doing cool dance moves. Or maybe it is being really, really being an author or being a really, really good cook or anything else that you want to do. I want you to really feel the emotions and feel the feelings of what it's like to have achieved that skill. Okay. Now, with your eyes closed, I want you to imagine that person. What is that person doing? Imagine yourself with that skill. What does that person do on a daily basis? How do they go about having that skill in their lives? How does it feel? Now, once you have that really clear picture in your brain, you feel that person, you feel that energy, you feel that emotion. I want you to ask this version of yourself in 3 years' time. What skills do I need to learn in order to master this skill? What habits do I need to learn in order to master this skill? What books do I need to read? What courses do I need to take? Who should I follow on social media? What things do I need to stop doing in order to master this skill? You're going to now take and just write. You have quite a nice space. Have this person, this version of you, in 3 years' time tell you what you need to do in order to master this skill. Okay. Just write, write, and write, and write. Whatever comes to mind. There's no right, there's no wrong. Just write what comes to mind. What skills do I need to learn? What habits do I need to have in place? What books do I need to read? And one really challenging one, what do I need to stop doing in order to achieve my goal? If you're getting a little bit stuck, one of my tips for doing this is write with your non dominant hand. That means your hand that you don't usually use to write with, your opposite hand, and don't think. Absolutely don't think. Just let this version of yourself write. Now, if you are writing with your non dominant hand, then the lines that I gave you will probably be too small because when you write with your non dominant hand, you usually write like a kid. It's messy, there's a lot going on there. It's big. It literally looks like a kid. And a lot of times there's spelling mistakes, grammar mistakes, but it's totally fine. So just turn the paper over, write it on the back, and just write with your non dominant hand. But If it's working with your right hand or your left hand, the hand you usually used to write with, go ahead. There's no right or wrong. Just write. Bit like a stream of conscious. Anything that's coming to your brain, just write. For those of you who just joined us, first of all, grab today's handout at lifepixuniversity.com/live/2. And we are currently talking to our version of ourselves in 3 years' time, asking that version what skills do we need to learn in order to learn the ultimate skill that we want to learn. Okay. Once again, if you're not done, just put me on mute and come join us as soon as you are done. What you should now have is a whole bunch of things. You might even be overwhelmed by all these things, and it doesn't mean you have to do all of them. It's just there to get you started, to get you thinking, and to start helping you go in the right direction. But we don't want to stay here. We do want to actually take action and get to where we want to go. So, what you're going to do now is you are going to ask yourself this question: what is the one thing I need to do now to learn this skill? Remember, you can't do everything, and you don't want to go and tell yourself to do the hardest skill. Going back to what we discussed before on page 1 about building one skill on top of another, what is the number one skill, the skill all the way at the bottom that I need to do now? Now, usually this is built right on what you already know, and it's just moving yourself a little bit out there, moving you one step out of your comfort zone and taking that action. So let's say you want to learn how to ice skate, for example, and you've never ice skated. So maybe it means going and buying ice skates. Maybe it means signing up for a class or getting a membership by ice skating ring. But it's one tiny thing, going and taking action to take this skill. Then what you are going to do is you are going to decide how you are going to make sure that this week you are going to take that action. Okay. You don't want to wait for another 6 months because then it's never going to happen. Remember, if your brain is starting to tell you, I can't actually go and do this, go back to page 2 where we flipped our fixed mindsets to our growth mindsets. So that way you can start showing yourself you can actually do this. Because guess what? I believe in you, and as long as you have a growth mindset, you will be able to do this. Okay, so to recap, why can you learn anything? Come on, tell me in the comments, why can you learn anything? Because you build upon the skills you already have. You don't go from having $0 to $1 million in one day. You build up skill upon skill. Okay, so any single skill you want to learn is one step on top of another. Just like learning how to walk, right? When you came out of the womb, you couldn't even roll over. And then you rolled over, and then you crawled, learned to stand up, learned to walk, and even learned to run, jump, skip, hop, and do everything else that you're able to do today. Now, how to switch your mindset to learn anything is by rephrasing it from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset, right? We want to make sure the words we are using are not fixed, but rather energizing us and empowering us and giving us the mindset we need to be able to learn this thing. And what is the next step you need to take to learn the thing you always wanted? This answer is going to be very different for everyone, depending on the skill that you chose, depending on the action that you chose. You decide for yourself, what action are you going to take this week to learn the thing that you've always wanted to learn. If you enjoyed this, come on and join me at Instagram. Send me a DM at LifePix University, just like here, LifPix. Remember, LifPix University, and tell me what you learned and what skill you are going to start learning. And specifically, tell me what action you are going to be doing so I can help you be accountable and help you make sure you're actually going to move in that direction. Have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you next time. We're discussing my favorite ways to switch from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset.